Welcome to Apex Acres. The sun is shining, the weather is absolutely beautiful. Let's go take a look at the garden and see what's going on. Grow, my little seedlings, grow. They're doing so well. We'll be selling these at the farmer's market when it starts in June, the first weekend of June, in town in Portland. And I'm really super excited about it. We've got the Vintage Rose, which is a variegated tomato. It's actually, I'm sorry, not variegated, it's striped tomato. It's striped yellow and gold and red. We have the Moneymaker that's back here. That is a large beefsteak variety. Down here we have Berkeley tie-dye, which is really cool. It's like a green with yellow and red stripes. It should look really amazing when it fruits this year. We also have Dr. Wykes Yellow, which is another big beefsteak type tomato. Beefsteak are the big slicing tomatoes that are great, big and juicy that everybody loves. Back here we've got a few little peppers, a couple bananas, a couple coral bells, large red cherries. Up here we have Ace 55s, which are going to be like a perfect round tomato, which is another one that's really good for slicing and putting on sandwiches. They look like the round tomatoes at the store. Down here we have some chocolate stripe, which are considered a potato leaf variety. See how the leaves are flat and rounded like a potato leaf. And then I've got some beefsteaks in the back. These are the ones that are just in the greenhouse hardening off. We'll go out to the garden and see what's going on out there. Time to mow again. Oh, goodness. So much grass. So here's the dinosaur kale and the scarlet kale. Look how pretty the purple little leaves are getting. See the purple veins in there? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Almost to the point that it can be picked. We're going to be picking some of the dinosaur kale and some lettuce here in a minute to go with dinner today. Over here I planted a few little celery plants. It's my first year growing celery, so we'll see how this goes. But we're pretty big fans of celery. So I've got 5 celeries planted. I'm just thrilled to death that they actually made it from seed, because it was a struggle in the beginning. We had a lot of trouble getting them to germinate and then continue to grow. They were wanting to die off. So I'm excited that they're still kicking it. The onions are growing. They're getting nice and big. As far as their leaves go, they will bulb as the summer goes on. It's my boy's favorite thing to pick. Got our peas growing here. They're climbing up the trellis slowly. I have a feeling these here are the magnolia tendril peas, because they've got a bunch of tendrils. See how it's grabbing on here? It's so pretty. I think those are the ones that took off the best. Again, more onions growing. And we've tried the planting the onions mixed in with other plants wherever there's an empty spot. But I find my onions just don't want to grow very well that way. I don't know if I'm mixing them in the wrong places, around the wrong plants or what. So I went back to this method of planting like a nice big 2 beds of onions so that we have nice sized onions for the fall. Here's the chard coming up. As you can see here, this one's a red chard. And I think I had a yellow one in here somewhere. I don't know where it went. But anyway, this was rainbow chard. So I'm curious to see as it grows how it'll turn out. And we'll use it to saute with like onions and mushrooms in the skillet and have it with chicken, or even put it in eggs. My favorite beds are these over here. This is my lettuce. And again, like I said, we're going to pick some lettuce off of these and have them for a salad tonight. But look how beautiful that lettuce looks. Again, it's the black seeded Simpson on the left and the red Sales lettuce on the right. And then I think these are little bitty carrots coming up. Starting to come up. I planted a row of them all the way down the center of the bed. Now over here we have radishes along with potatoes. These are the potatoes starting to come up, and then these are the radishes here growing. So the radishes should be ready. So you can see this one down here has a little bit of a pink root to it. Radishes should be ready in about another 2 weeks. Excuse me. I finally figured out what's growing here. This is my bee balm I planted last year that never came up. And it looks like it has definitely established itself. So hopefully we'll be able to start using this as well. Bee balm has edible flowers, and I'm pretty sure you can use the leaves too. If not, please correct me on that, but pretty sure you can. Bunches of strawberry flowers. So hopefully we'll have some strawberries soon. Random corn stalk in the middle, probably for my children. Over here I planted some purple basil, and this weekend we're going to be planting some tomatoes. Well, lots of tomatoes, and I'll have a tomato plant coming up here in the center of the bed. But I just love this purple basil. It's so pretty. So pretty. I got my chocolate mint plant put into my herb garden. In here we have oregano and thyme, and then that mint as well. Another potato bed with radishes. And then over here is kind of my mess. This is where I've got the rest of my tomato and pepper starts sitting, waiting to go to the farmer's market. And then in my 5-gallon pots, I have 2 pepper plants in each. As you can tell, some of my tomatoes have had some sun scald on them. I need to move them over into the shade, so I'll do that here in a minute. But yeah, 5-gallon bucket. What I do is I stack 2 on top of each other. The one in the bottom has a hole drilled in the side, so it creates like a water reservoir. And then the bucket that is on top has holes drilled in the bottom with a paper, or not a paper towel, an old towel, some strips of fabric through the bottom and wound up through the dirt. And what that does is it creates a natural wicking system and keeps the soil moist, and you don't have to water as often, which I think is absolutely a bonus. Again, some pepper plants starts. These are an experiment. I had a cat or chicken or something run across one of my flats of peppers and broke 3/4 of them off. So I know they're still good plants. They're not completely dead because they had like a leaf left or something. So I thought, well, why don't we just keep seeing if they'll continue to grow and come back from what they had. And look at this. See how it's leafing back out? Now, I won't be selling these at the farmer's market, but I think it's a cool little experiment to realize that just because your plant got broken doesn't mean it's a total loss. That one there too. Now, some of them didn't come back, like this one I don't think is going to do anything. But some of these other ones are growing leaves again. So it's just kind of an experiment for myself. I had over here we've got ground cherries growing. I got those planted the other day. And that's the first year for growing ground cherries. I'm curious as to how it's going to turn out. Here we have basil. And then this whole, let's see if I can zoom out. This whole next bed along here, we're going to be planting with cherry tomatoes. So we'll get that done this weekend. And that'll be exciting. I can't wait to get all those in. Well, that's all that's happening in the garden so far. I'll make sure to bring you guys back this weekend after we've planted things and you can see what changes we've made. Let's go check out the critters. Let's go see the new chickens and see the goats. Miss Winnie still has not had her baby. Originally we were thought that she was going to have her baby like April 25th-ish, based on what her previous owner had told us. But that is not the case, although I know she's pregnant. I've seen the baby moving. So she must have been bred 3 to 6 weeks after the owner thought she was initially bred. So still waiting, patiently waiting to see what her baby / babies will be. And then we have the hungry cow, Maria. She's our full-sized Alpine goat. My son bought her with his 4-H money, and she is his goat. So he's going to be showing her for the fair this year. She's an eater. This girl wants treats and food all the time. And here's Mia. Mia's our most skittish goat. The only reason why she's up here near me is because there's a fence in between us and I can't really do anything to her. Let's see if she'll be. Oh, she let me touch her ear. But she is not one that likes to be touched, for sure. If I were on the other side of the fence, she absolutely would not be this close to me. And Charlie, ornery little Charlie. Still tiny. I don't think this dude's growing. I'm sure he is, but he just stays so little compared to everybody else. He's definitely on the small side. So we'll use him this year to breed our smaller does, which are Willow, Winnie, and Liesel. And then Sven will breed Mia and Luna. Oh, Mia, you got a goopy eye. I have to check on that. There's Liesel, the brown and white one. Winnie. She's got an udder forming. You can kind of see it dangling underneath there. So that means she's getting closer because it's actually visible to us now. But still have a long ways off. It's completely deflated. There's no milk filling it yet. So we've got a few more weeks at least. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Hopefully you get to get out and enjoy the sun. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe.